right. All right. So before I introduce what we're going to be talking about this morning, I'm going to need some help. I've got to have some volunteers. They're going to kind of introduce what we're going to be talking about. So let's see here. I see Landon's hand, Abigail's hand. Usually every kid is like, me, pick me. Okay, Landon, Abigail, Belle, no. Okay. How about Mr. Devin right there? Devin. And if you didn't know, y'all come on up. If I called your name, y'all give them a hand clap of praise. Come on, Devin. Come on up here. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but Devin's kind of royalty because he is our current VIP winner. You may think, how do I get VIP? Well, tell them what 2 things you had to bring all the time.
Huh?
What's the 2 things you had to bring?
Honey and vinyl offer.
There you go. I don't know if you heard him or not, but you got to bring your offering, right, and your Bible every Sunday, and then we draw out a name and we pick somebody, and when you get VIP, it's a very big deal. Like, it's what you want. He hasn't had his yet, so he doesn't know, but it's a big deal. So you got to remember to bring your stuff. Okay, are y'all ready? Because I actually cannot preach this sermon until you figure out my puzzle. Okay, are y'all ready? Okay. All right, now don't help them, audience, you hear me? Do not shout it out, okay? All right, so, all right, this is a word. It's actually, let's see here. It's actually, let's see if y'all can work together and figure it out. Miss Myra, could you just sit? Myra, if you don't mind just kind of sitting down. Miss Myra. Rexy, I'm kind of teaching right now, if you don't care. Okay, this is not going so well. I may actually have to use Belle. You're going to have to work together. It is a word. Okay, I'll give you a hint. It is a name. I'm not going to tell you. Put it together. Amanda, Jackson's not going to pay attention. Jackson, don't talk to her. Look at him. Actually, I was getting on to Miss Amanda, not you. But we won't. Shh. Stop. Okay, it's going good. It's going good up here. What do y'all think? It's a name. We're getting there. I said not to scream it out. It's actually not Jesus, but shh. Okay. All right. It's going good. All right, so far, we've got Sam, though. Is there anybody in the Bible called Sam, though? Really? I'm about to go over next door and we're going to have a lesson today. Okay, so let's see. Sam, though. I don't think that's... For y'all! Sister Sandra's not going to be able to pay attention. Yeah. For real. Quit talking. We're in the middle. This is RF Kids Takeover. You're not supposed to be doing this. Y'all did so good up here. God, run it for everybody. All right. So do y'all think you need help? No. You think you got... It's not Sam, though, so you're going to want to fix it, okay? All right. Let's count to 10, and then I got to call in reinforcements. 1. I said stop. 2. 3. No. 4. Y'all are not counting. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Okay, they've got another one. This says, so Hammett. Is there anybody in the Bible named So Hammett? Okay, I'm going to call in reinforcements, and if she makes me look bad, it's going to be bad. All right, valedictorian, walk down here and see if you can help them. Let's give it up. She is a has-been. All right, let's see. It's a name. Would you stop? Lord. Miss Myra, you may want to go. We don't do bubbles in church. We don't do that. Good Lord.
What letter day?
I I don't know what y'all are doing. You're causing a lot of trouble. And I'm really trying not to get mad. Okay, we're cooking with grease now, I believe. Okay, y'all helping her? Y'all helping her? This degree is not in vain. I believe she can do it. I don't know. Carrie Beth! Carrie Beth, we're in the middle of church. This is really bad. What y'all doing is really bad right now. You're making me look bad. Okay. Oh, my Lord. No. Okay, cooking with grease. Okay. All right, stand up and tell me who we're about to talk about. Y'all spelled it. What does it say? Who is it? That took way too long. Thomas. We are about to talk about Thomas. Okay, pick it up. Do your job, okay? Do your job. Take Thomas with you, okay? All right, if you have your Bible with you, we are talking about Thomas. So you're going to need to go to the book of John. Everybody that has a Bible, go ahead and go to John chapter 20. What are y'all doing? I'm preaching. This is not what we talk about. Golly. Y'all, we've been preparing for this day for a while. I really don't know what's going on with the helpers back there, but whew, it's kind of embarrassing. Okay, John Oh, my. Do you feel called to preach? You preaching today? I think maybe the Lord just tugged on his heart and he's ready to preach. I don't know. When you want to stay on stage, that just means God's calling you. I thought Mackenzie was coming to attack me. I didn't know what was happening. All right, John chapter 20, and we're going to start reading in verse number 19. Is everybody paying attention? That Sunday evening, the disciples were meeting behind locked doors because they were afraid of the Jewish leaders. Suddenly, Jesus was standing there among them, and he said, "Peace be with you." And he spoke. As he spoke, he showed them the wounds in his hands and his side. They were filled with joy when they saw the Lord. So I want to stop right there before we go on. Raise your hand if you work in the nursery, okay? Oh, yeah, nursery. Oh. Have you ever been in nursery and you come out and people are like this? You missed it! We had the best service ever! You should have been there! You missed it! Anybody? Gosh, it happens. Right? Where you just miss the event. Well, poor old Thomas here, that's kind of what happened to him. He just missed it. Bible doesn't say why he missed it, but for some reason he was not hanging out with, how many disciples did Jesus have? Oh, Lord. How many? Oh, Lord. This means a little louder. Okay, thank you. I was just making sure. Start praying. He was not hanging out with them. My Lord, there's no way I'm going to be able to finish my message with what's going on. Just get up here. Get back. Get on the stage. Get up here. I am trying to preach. Nobody said bring glow sticks. Nobody said bring bubbles. Pastor Chris is going to kill y'all. Amen. That's not what we do. I'm trying to teach. Why are you so talkative today?
I have a lot to say. I have a whole lot to say. I want to know what everybody did this weekend. I have to know.
But this is not the time to be talking.
But I have to
You're
know.
supposed to be listening. But you're always so talkative, like in meetings and stuff, no matter what we're doing, you're always so talkative.
But I just have a lot to say. I just have a lot to say. Sorry.
Everybody just do this to her right now. Say that. You're way too talkative. talkative Amanda. And you, like, I've never seen you act like this in church, Myra. What is wrong?
I don't know. It's just something got a hold of me, and I thought, man, I'm just going to distract the whole church and
But
all my brothers. And
you just felt like distraction today was the day? I'd rather you save that when he's preaching and see what. But you're being a big troublemaker, and I can't get done with what God gave me. You're being such a troublemaker. I'm done. I'm absolutely. I'm done. You're too talkative, and you're just a troublemaker. Just go sit down and stop it. What did I just do to them besides berate them in front of the whole church? What did I just label Miss Amanda as? You heard me say it like 3 times. What did I call her? Talkative. What did I label Miss Myra as? Troublemaker. That was pretty funny. Now, if y'all keep doing it now, it's not scripted, okay? And I will come out there, and I will hit you, and I will hit you hard, okay? So in our story, Mr. Thomas here, he has a label. It's been very hard to say Thomas without saying what? What comes before his name? Doubting Thomas. Because Mr. Thomas is not known to many people other than Doubting Thomas, the disciple that doubted. So we're going to finish reading a little bit in our story. Remember, he has missed the party. He was not there, right? So we're going to pick up in verse 24. One of the 12 disciples, Thomas, was not with the others when Jesus came. They told him, "We have seen the Lord." But he replied, "I won't believe it unless I see the nail wounds in his hands, put my fingers into them, and place my hand into the wound into his side." Verse 26, 8 days later, the disciples were together again, and at this time, thank goodness, Thomas was with them. The doors were locked, but suddenly, as before, Jesus was standing among them, and he said, "Peace be with you." Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here and look at my hands. Put your hand into the wound in my side. Don't be faithless any longer, believe." So today, my sermon could be about faith. A lot of times when we hear people speak about Thomas, it is about believing, right? Believing in something that you don't see. But we're actually going a little bit different today. Today, God gave me this message. What is your label? What are you labeled as? Because Thomas, he got labeled as being a doubtful person very, very early on. He's been with Jesus for a very long time, for 3 years, a very long time. And he's watched him perform miracles. He's watched him bring people back to life. And yet he still doesn't believe only because he wasn't with the group. He gets called Doubting Thomas. And so today, I want you to think where we are in the world. Kids, are y'all with me? Because this is supposed to be for y'all, I think. Today, we have labels just the same. Do y'all know that? We have some good labels. If I want to call up, let's see, I'm going to call up Mackenzie. Mackenzie, come on up, girl. Come on, girl. Come on up here. All right, Mackenzie, as you know, is like 8'2", okay? She's 8'2", I'm a little bit shorter than her. So, like, I don't like when people do this, when they say, "You're tall, you must play basketball." Because, you know, she does. But I don't. And I hated that label. "You're tall, you must play sports." Not true, okay? But I know, and many of you know, Mackenzie is a very athletic young lady, and she has been since birth, you know. Especially once she grew into her body, right? When her feet were 10, size 10, and she was like 6 years old. Maybe not so good then, but she is an amazing athlete, okay? But here's the thing. That's not all she is. But how many of you know that that is what she is labeled as? She's athletic. Mackenzie's real athletic, right? Is that what they say about you? They don't know. She may actually like to do needlepoint. She may like to fashion design. She may like to accessorize. And you know what else? She may be very intelligent. I know she is. But a lot of people don't say those things. They're going to say, "Well, she's athletic." And that defines who she is. Okay? Now, you did a great job. You did it's a really great job. Really great job, okay? Now, I'm gonna call Sadie up here. I ain't even worried about it. Just stand up here. She gave me a look. I'll give it right back. The look came for me to begin with, okay? All right. You're what? I won't make fun of you, okay? Sadie, for a lot of people know Sadie she's shy, right? Scary, isn't it? Yeah. Landon's doing this. We know Sadie is a very shy, and she doesn't like what's going on now. She doesn't like for any attention to be drawn to her. But I know, and some of you know, that's so much more than who Sadie is as a person. She's not just the shy one. She's so quiet. Or guess what? Even nowadays we say inward or introvert or some of those words. But I know she has so many more titles than just being shy, right? You gonna hit me? Okay, just sit down. Okay. All right, you did good though. You did good, okay? I'm not scared of you, okay? So sometimes when we have the good things, we could be the smart one, we could be athletic, we could be the pretty one. Maybe people in church, we have this title. Oh, they're the spiritual one. Oh boy, I tell you what, if I need something, goodness, I'm calling Sister Lisa now. If I want to touch the throne room, it's Lisa, the spiritual one, okay? Those are good titles, but does it not make you feel like that's all you are? That you're nothing else? And you know what's bad in church, adults? When you're called the spiritual one and you're called like the strong one, then when you fall, oh. Because myself and Pastor Chris just went through a season where we were like, oh, how can this be? Why, God? We love you. We're right here. How can we be attacked? It happens. It happens. So I love good labels, but just know there's more to that. So negative ones. Oh, goodness. Nowadays, kids, they get labeled so early in life. And just like Thomas in the story, did we hear a bunch of things that Thomas did, or did we hear the one thing he did? We heard the one thing, and really in my mind, all he did was question his friends. And that's what I would do to y'all too. If y'all came and said, we just saw Jesus. Jesus was in church while you were at kids' church, I'd be like, he better show up for me, because I ain't trusting you. I'm not trusting your words. He better bring it to me. I can't say that I wouldn't be the same way. He's just taking their word for it, right? So he has one bad mess up, one doubt that he has, and then he gets labeled Doubting Thomas forever and ever and ever. And I'm going to confess, and parents, you have to confess with me. How many of you have labeled your own children? I call her shy and backward all the time. I say that Belle is so, not that Sadie's not. Sadie's intelligent. I'll say Belle is so smart. She's so intelligent. She has zero common sense. I say those things. Y'all don't make me feel bad. I know you've done this too. You say these things. You put these labels on your kiddos. And we have to learn not to put those negative labels on these kids. We've got to learn how to put the positive things over them, how to speak life over them. Don't you wish you'd have been around Thomas just to be his cheerleader and be like, it's okay. It's okay that you doubted it. I would have too. Let's go. He'll come see us in a minute anyway. It's all good. We have to speak life over our children. We have to change the things that the world is saying about them, because if we don't, parents, who will? Now, kids, let me speak to you. You got to stop accepting those labels all the time and wearing it thinking that's all you are. Right? Now, this is going both ways, because listen, if you are a child, do you believe what your parents tell you? Absolutely. So if I say Belle has zero common sense from now until, which I have said that a lot, then guess what she thinks about herself? She has zero common sense until proven otherwise, right? And she will. She will. I feel it. I feel it, okay? We've got to be the ones that teach them how to speak something good over themselves. Let's look at a couple of things. I want to read to you just a couple of things, some negative labels that I looked up, and I'm just going to do a couple of them because I know you're hungry. Demanding. Does anybody know someone that you would say they're so demanding? No. I see people pointing in secret like this. I'm not going to draw attention to that. So something we can say instead of demanding, we can say they're pretty decisive. They know what they want. They're decisive people. What about someone who's stubborn? Stubborn. My child is so stubborn. Instead of saying stubborn, you can just say they're pretty persistent. They're pretty persistent. Because persistent is good, right? When they get up older and have a job, you want them to be persistent at their job. You don't want to say, I want you to be stubborn at your job. You're going to say, I want them to be persistent. Bossy. Does anybody have a bossy child? Nobody? Just nobody? Okay. Bossy. Oh my goodness. I love bossy the most. I still am seeing all kinds of fingers. I wish we had a camera in the back for the people that's like trying to secretly point. Sister. Yeah. Instead of calling them bossy, how about we call them authoritative? Authoritative. They have authority over situations. What about rebellious? Now, I've heard people call their children rebellious a lot. Instead of rebellious, let's call them non-conforming. What about defiant? Defiant. Anybody say defiant? I have kids that on parent night, they bring their kids in and say, they're the most defiant kid at Cornerstone. So this year, I'm going to change it. I'm not going to sit there and go, really? Oh, okay. I'm going to say, so they're the most bold kid in Cornerstone. Instead of being defiant, they're pretty bold about their life. What about antisocial? This may be moving up more teens, middle school. Antisocial. I don't really get this one, but instead of antisocial, we can call them thoughtful. You're a thoughtful person. I don't know where this even came from. What about inattentive? At school, maybe a teacher would label you as inattentive. What we want to speak over them is that they're focused. Now, see, that was opposite. Do you see that? I'm having to speak what I want them to be, so I'm going to say, my child is very focused. What about fearful? Anybody have kids that, they're like today, they may be scared to get on the obstacle, and you're going to be pressuring them, just do it! Everybody else is doing it. Just get up there. It's not going to hurt, you big chicken. I've heard some of y'all say this to your kids. Maybe they're just cautious. Maybe in their life, they don't want to be a thrill seeker. Maybe they want to stand back and just wait and see what happens. They're cautious. Oh, me. What about hyper? A lot of hands. Hyper. Instead of saying hyper, just say, I'm very energetic. Because you're going to fill out job applications in your life and don't write down, I'm hyper. Write, I'm energetic. You'll get the job. What about impatient? Oh, goodness, right now there's probably people impatient right now with me talking. You're just eager, right? You're eager to eat. You're eager to get on the bouncies, right? So we're speaking life. Eager's a good thing. That's okay. What about somebody who's emotional or sensitive? Real, just watch what you say because they may cry, sensitive. We need to say they're just tuned in to their emotions. Tuned in to their emotions, okay? Now, something I hear, and I'm about to close, I promise, because I don't want the pressure on me. So many parents and teachers and stuff, I will hear people just say, well, they have issues. And they will blanket it. They won't really go into it, but they will just say, he has issues. And you're kind of afraid to ask, what issues? That's a label, right? We could say that about people we work with. We could say that about people in the church. Oh, don't talk to them. They've got a lot of issues. Like, it's not good. So we don't want to put that kind of pressure on our kids. We want to be the ones that are life speakers over our kids. We want to be like Thomas because, listen, go back to verse 29. And I love this. This is who Thomas, I hope today you can call him Doubting Thomas, but I want you to just say, he brought verse 29. Everybody say, he brought verse 29. Okay? 8 days later, I'm starting reading 26. 8 days later, disciples were together again, and this time Thomas was with them. The doors were locked, but suddenly, as before, Jesus was standing among them. He said, peace be with you. Then he said to Thomas, put your finger here, look at my hands. Put your hand in the wound in my side. Don't be faithless any longer. Believe. And God, first Thomas says, my Lord, my God, Thomas explained. You know, at this moment, he's thinking, oh, wow, this is actually really true. And he gives us verse 29. Then Jesus told him, you believe because you have seen me. Blessed are those who believe without seeing me. That's us, right? We maybe have not physically seen him the way that Thomas did, but he gives us verse 29 for all of the world to know, hey, even if you don't see me, I'm going to bless you because you just have faith. You have faith to believe me. So we're going to take that label off Thomas, and we're going to turn him into just this amazing disciple that gives us the verse of all times. So I'm going to ask Pastor Chris if he will turn on a little bit of altar music. You ever think about Thomas? Why was he not with them? Why was he not even with them? I started thinking, and I was looking it up, and I couldn't really find anything. You know, it said they were all tuckered away because they were afraid, right? Do you think maybe he wasn't afraid? Do you think that he was like, hey, whatever, I'm going to go out on the streets. I'm going to go ahead and start preaching. I'm going to go ahead and start my ministry. I'm not going to hide away somewhere. Maybe he was fearless, Thomas. Maybe he was bold, Thomas. Whatever it was, he wasn't scared to be out. That's just me thinking right now. So I want everybody in the house just to go ahead and stand for me. I promise we're about to close up here. If you'll just be patient just a few more minutes. Because kids in this room, if you don't remember anything else today, I want you to realize you're not defined by one little mess up. That's not who you are. That's not who Thomas is. You've probably done some really silly things in your life, but that's not who you are as a whole. You've got so much more to you than that. You're going to grow into so much more than that. So this morning, I want to open the altars for just a few minutes. And that may be adults too. Adults, if you feel that, that's you. If you've got a label right now that you've been wearing a long time, kiddos, that teachers call you, that they warn other teachers, you know they do that. Can I just let you know? That's called teacher profiling. We're not supposed to do it, but we do. If you've got people in your life that warn other people about you, and you're tired of that, you're like, I don't want to wear that label anymore. That's not who I am. That's not who Christ called me. I want you to come to the altar this morning because y'all do so faithfully over there. You're bold and you're brave, and you just know that's where we fix things, right? At the altar. So I'm going to open it up for my kids first. Adults, though, if that's you, if you've got like a scarlet letter on you that you wear all the time and you're sick of that label, this is time to lay it down. I'm going to ask Amanda and Miss Myra to come back up. They're going to help pray. I'm going to lead us in prayer, and if that's you, I urge you to just make your way down here. Let's pray. Jesus, I thank you so much, God, for your word, for your message, God. I thank you for verse 29. I thank you for teaching us, Father, that although we may not physically see you, we are supposed to believe in something. We're supposed to have faith to know that what this Bible says is true. God, I pray right now for kids that have been wearing a label early in their life, God, as a troublemaker, as the one that has ADHD, as the one that's hyperactive, as the bad kid, as the one that nobody likes, God. Or Jesus, even a girl that is, I'm the fat one, I'm the ugly one, I'm the one that no one likes. God, I pray that they bring that label to the front today and they lay it down. They lay it down once and for all. God, I pray that you touch adults, God, that maybe have been hiding some bad label that's attached to them this morning. Bless us today, Jesus, in your holy name. Amen. Amen.